Greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome back to the Film Cricket channel. Today we're going to be talking about Karate Kid Legends. I am pretty excited about this one, a little bit at least. I got my gi on, I got on my headband. I am ready for Karate Kid Legends. So let's look at where it's at, right? 58% tomato meter when I did this video, 91% popcorn meter. It's PG-13, about an hour and a half long. It falls within the Karate Kid universe as a whole. Now, the Karate Kid universe is a little weird when you look at it. So you've got way back in the 80s, right? You have Karate Kid 2, and then Karate Kid 3. Now, those one all starred Ralph Macchio as the titular Karate Kid. Then after those three, Ralph Macchio did not come back for the fourth. You have Mr. Miyagi, and he was with Hilary Swank in the next Karate Kid. So she was, the female version of the Karate Kid. And that came out somewhere late 80s, early 90s, if I remember right. Wasn't great, was a little bit different, and everything stopped. In fact, the one thing that I remember from that video was like a car is coming out and she jumps up and lands on the hood, right? Like that's pretty much the only thing I really remember from that movie. But it was still another Karate Kid in the long line of them. Then the whole thing went kind of on hiatus. They brought it back years later with Will Smith, Will Smith's child. I believe the gentleman who played Mr. Miyagi passed away. And so they brought in Jackie Chan as the guy who was to teach karate. Of course, my understanding is he doesn't even teach him karate, he teaches him kung fu, which we'll talk about here in a second as well. So that was named the Karate Kid, right? And it was Will Smith's son going to Japan or Okinawa or China. I don't even know where he went, but he goes overseas and he's learning to fight because bullies are picking on him over there. And that was kind of like a soft reboot, reimagining of the movie. It did not do well, and for reasons. Jackie Chan's good, but Will Smith's son isn't. And so that kind of was ignored. Well, then we get to Netflix. Well, it started with YouTube. YouTube does the Cobra Kai series. In fact, it was on YouTube Red. I almost got YouTube Red just to watch it. I didn't. Then they put on some episodes for free. Then it kind of fell off of YouTube, got officially picked up by Netflix, and that's where I finished watching it. It has 6 seasons. It did 5 and just quit. And then with the 6th season hitting, which was good, it was really needed. The 5th season ended weird. The 6th season really finished it off. With the 6th season coming out was the same time this one was coming out. So my wife hadn't watched any of the Cobra Kai series, which we can do a whole nother video on if you want, but it follows Johnny Lawrence, the bad guy from the first movie, and him and Daniel LaRusso, played by Ralph Macchio. They're kind of forwarding feud as adults, right? So it follows them into their adulthood, and I liked it. It's a bit of a teeny bopper WB type of a show, but it's a fun watch. It's something to turn on, eat your member berries, and go, yay! I watched the Karate Kid some more. Actually, I like Johnny Lawrence's character. He kind of becomes kind of a good guy. But because this movie's coming out, and I knew this had Ralph Macchio in it, I went and rewatched all 5 seasons. Sat down with my wife after we rewatched, or I rewatched, and she watched for the first time the 5th season. We watched the 6th season. Came into here thinking that this movie was going to continue the Cobra Kai series. It doesn't. In fact, the only Cobra Kai you really get in this movie is at the very end, like the post-credits scene, kind of touches on the Cobra Kai show. Otherwise, not at all. Like not at all. You would not know anything from the Cobra Kai series relates to this. Okay, so what's happening here? How does this fit in the larger Karate Kid universe. So after the Will Smith's, I guess Jaden Smith is the son. After that one, the Karate Kid, with Jackie Chan being the new leader and everything, this comes in then. Okay? And actually, this movie starts with kind of addressing the whole karate versus kung fu versus, the different, and if kung fu's not even right, I apologize, but the different martial arts styles. It addresses that. Because if you know the story that Mr. Miyagi would tell about, strong sun and strong sake and strong winds bring my grandfather's boat to, to China, and this is where he learns his art and brings it back to Okinawa and I mean, right? It kind of retells that story. And what's interesting about it is I think what they're trying to do is fix the whole different styles of the reboot versus what was the Karate Kid, and try to throw a bone to those people that say it's just not right. Other than that, though, guys, I gotta tell you, if you like the Karate Kid movies, if you like kid getting picked on, learns karate, and takes out bad guy story, this is good for that. Like always, we do give spoilers a lot of times. Never the big ones. I want to point that out too. I never give out the big spoilers, but I'm going to tell you about the movie, and you're going to kind of know a lot about it. But if this is like a Sixth Sense type of a spoiler, I'm still not going to tell you that one, right? That's still too fresh. I will tell you they were on Earth all along in Planet of the Apes. I think that one's old enough I can ruin it. But generally speaking, I don't give the big spoilers, but I do tell you about the movie. So if you don't want to know anything about it, go watch it. It's good. Watch it on video by this point. Anyways, kid's growing up in China. I believe he is like the nephew or something of Jackie Chan, and learning karate or whatever style you want to call it. His mom doesn't want him to learn it. His brother died because of it in a fight. And she gets a job in New York. So he comes to New York. He already has some skills. He sees that there's these, like a dojo going on, the rival bad guy dojo's happening. He meets a girl who just happens to have dated the big baddie from the rival dojo. A lot of this sounding familiar. It should. That's big baddie right there in the red. And the kid says, look, I'm going to basically stand up for myself. I'm going to, not put up with this, not put up with the bad guy, do all those type of things. It's weird because this movie takes kind of like this sideline, like this B story. It looks like it's going to branch off and become a thing where this girl's dad is an old retired boxer who needs to keep his pizza joint. And the kid is going to teach him how to incorporate martial arts into his boxing to make him a better boxer so he can win money to save his pizza place. Which, of course, it's the girl's dad and stuff. That kind of goes nowhere. Like, you get this whole training montage and everything. And as we all know, the training montage is one of the most powerful things in film, cinema. You get a whole training montage. And by the way, too, real quick, the kid is played by, or sorry, not the kid. The dad is played by Charlie from Mighty Ducks. When you see him, you're going to go, oh, that's Charlie, right? But he gets this whole montage and everything, and then that whole storyline just kind of stops. And we branch back to the kid trying to be the one that saves everything, right? At some point, Ralph Macchio's Daniel LaRusso comes into this. I will tell you, he could not be in this movie at all, and the movie would still be the same. There's a little bit of back and forth between him and Jackie Chan and what the right style is and how do we incorporate it. That's a thing, I guess. But by and large, you don't need that. You could still have this movie without Ralph Macchio in it, which actually is kind of disappointing because when you're watching it, if you watch the Cobra Kai series, you're hoping for more, right? You're hoping for like Johnny Lawrence to show up. You're hoping for all of these cameos. You're hoping for maybe Ralph Macchio's daughter, who's not his real life daughter, but like the character's daughter. Daniel LaRusso's daughter's name is Sam in the series. You're hoping for maybe she'll show up. Maybe the guys that are, but none of them show up in this. It's just him, and he doesn't really do anything. Anyway, so there's another tournament, of course, but it's a hardcore, not like the All Valley back in California where it's a nice mat and everything. No, this is New York. It's a hardcore, almost a street fight tournament where you show up and you have like a handful of people under a bridge surrounded by like chain link fence, single elimination fight, right? Like a street fight. Okay, they wanted to make it different. It was different. I don't know it was good, but it was different. Final battle being up on the roof of a building. Part of the tournament. But here's the thing. The whole movie just flies by, and not in a good way. Not like you're like, oh man, that's over already. I wanted more. It's just like, yep, we clicked off this box. 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 Movie over. You're welcome. And that's annoying. And I think maybe if I wasn't had gotten so into the Cobra Kai show, maybe if I didn't really like the original Karate Kid movies, maybe if the first three, by the way, the real trilogy that matters. If I wasn't into them and the promise of Daniel LaRusso, Ralph Macchio coming back, if it wasn't for all of that, maybe I would have gotten more into this one. But because of all of that legacy coming into this, right, to make these legends, it just felt like I was doing time killing homework. It's not to say it's not good. In fact, it's starting to mess up my hair. Let's just get rid of this. That's really bad. It's not to say it's not good. Go watch it for sure. It's worth watching. But you're not going to want to wear your headband. You're not going to get on your Karate Kid shirt. You're not going to be like, hey, let's have a Karate Kid party. You're going to watch it just so that you watch the next one. And maybe if they can bring it back, maybe if they can bring it some life. Okay. Let your kids see it. There's nothing wrong with it. PG-13's fine. It's fights, kissing, nothing outrageous. But it's worth watching. So, for all that, should you see it? Yes, it's going to be on a streamer for sure. I think 91% popcorn meter is a little high, but 58% tomato meter is a little low. It's somewhere in between. Otherwise, I thank you all for stopping by my channel. Thank you for coming and seeing my review, and I will see you at the movies.
This is 24-hour Gribble Talk, serving the entire Tri-House area.
Dale is a terrible radio personality.
All
Hey,
right.
we're listening to him. He must be doing something right.